Good morning, all of you. Yeah, I know it's hard to get this morning going. So I assume that that's what it will be. So I've actually got lots of videos in my 30 minutes, so that there's adequate breaks for a marketing audience which has low attention span these days. So let me get started with what Anurag started with actually, which is this book called Same as Ever. And when I was asked to come to do this talk, I'd kind of said I'm going to take in what's called the anti-house view in a debate. So my topic is actually an anti-house view, and that's not to say that digital marketing is not important or is not a great tool, but I still am a believer in maybe what some may think is the old school of thought, which is insights build brands. And hence the way I've structured my topic is really around why insights are so important and why that's the core to success. Because digital marketing is a tool to build a brand, but really the big ideas come out of the insights, and that's what goes on to build brands. So why do I say insights are so important? And there's this another book called Sense Making, which basically it says that in a world in which everything is looked at with data and tech, we need insights and we need sensibilities and an understanding. And as I thought about it, as long as we are going to market our products to human beings, there are going to be emotions. We're not marketing ourselves to robots yet. Anurag spoke about some trends which are changing very rapidly, but let's for a moment assume that in the foreseeable future our target audience are human beings. And human beings need emotions, and human beings have logic. And hence we need to really be able to put that together into creating insights which go beyond research, insights which go beyond the data, which is a combination of, in a way, strategy. Strategy is about making choices. Strategy is about the choice around where to play. Strategies around the actions around how to win. So what I'm planning to do over this 30-minute session that I have is walk you through a couple of examples, but really dial back to what is the starting point of it. Something we defined 5 years back, and we call that the brand purpose. That was about making choices, and I'll show that to you in a minute. But what went behind it? What went behind it was an insight around what do people want out of life, and what all the non-database sources of insight were showing us was there was a huge need for expression and freedom, a desire to get away from it all. And we see that expression much more over the last 5 years than what we saw 5 years back. But if you had done, and we had done research and say, okay, what are the top 3 reasons why people buy cars? It certainly was not going to be to go on an adventure or to ride in vehicles which are about adventure. It would have been around, okay, I need to go from A to B, I need to look good, some of that, but it wasn't about adventure. But we kind of betted on that idea, and we said our whole strategy is going to be anchored around creating vehicles which are adventure ready. Not necessarily 4x4, but they need to be adventure ready. And that's how we defined our brand purpose, which is how, this is exactly how it was framed, and I'll leave it for you to read, but I'll quickly do that as well. Life is an adventure, live it boldly while caring for our planet. Our agile, bold and collaborative people create sophisticated and authentic SUVs with sustainable, innovative technologies that inspire your spirit of freedom. So this was about creating authentic SUVs, and that's what we further defined as being adventure ready. This was what the core of the Mahindra brand DNA was. So it was about choosing to play within the strength of our DNA, within the core of what our brand was. And the first product that we launched coming out of this, of course the product was in development, but in a way it became the anchor of the strategy, which you see at the top called Explore the Impossible, was the Thar. When we launched the Thar in 2020, it was COVID. The old Thar, which the new one was replacing, was doing about 400-500 a month. So it was really a small category, and the most optimistic people thought that if we do well, it will be 900 a month. Of course, as you know, now it's the two Thars together, we do more than 10,000 a month between the Rocks and the Thar 3-door. And the Thar 3-door, before we launched the Rocks, went on to do 6,000 a month, consistently for many months in a row. This was an opportunity to create a category based on an insight. Of course, that insight was enabled a little bit by COVID. People were all locked in. The word freedom meant a lot more, and the word exploration meant a lot, and the vehicle became a way to make that happen. We decided to launch on 15th August 2020. The country was still shut down. It was the first few months of COVID. But we decided that we will do something called a freedom drive. So the day we launched the Thar, we did freedom drive with media. And it was not that easy that time, because every vehicle had to be sanitized, and you know the lives we lead. It now seems very far away, but it's actually not that far. And that is what really got the brand going. The brand took off. We got a huge list of bookings. We had created a TV campaign which we didn't use for the first 6-8 months because the demand was so much. And I'm going to show you the campaign which you've probably seen, but the thought that went behind it was to bring back memories of an era in which many people had grown up. And that's why the TVC leveraged the famous Aradhana Rajesh Khanna song, Mere Sapno Ki Rani. So in a way, we replayed Rajesh Khanna in the jeep with Sharmila Tagore in a train with a guy and a girl in a Thar each. So the insight that went into creating this was people are looking for exploration, but we need to make this mainstream. And if we have to make it mainstream, of course, we went into an off-road terrain because that was aspirational, but it was very everyday people. It was a couple. It was about the emotions of their relationship as well, which was not the code of what off-road driving was in those days. You never thought about women going and doing off-road driving. And we now find women are a very, very large portion of Thar buyers. And you know, some time back when I met one lady when I was traveling to Chandigarh, and I've used this example in one of the launches with her permission. But she was in stage. She's a bioscientist, and she was in stage 4 cancer survivor, and she had multiple luxury vehicles in her house. But she kind of bought the Thar, and she had a deal with her company that every 3 months she'll get away for 10 days. And that's the only vehicle she uses, and every 3 months she goes away for 10 days in her Thar. And by the time I'd met her 2 or 3 years later, she had already changed to the second Thar. So we have several women customers, which completely opened up a new segment for us. So I'll show you the Thar television commercial, and then we'll move on.
मेरे सपनों की रानी कब आएगी तू? हाय मेरे सपनों की रानी कब आएगी तू? आई रुत मस्तानी कब आएगी तू?
मेरे सपनों का राजा कब आएगा तू? आई रुत मस्तानी।
फेरे तो हो गए।
कंठे बदनामी सुबह जीव शारदा
You're impossible.
इम्पॉसिबल वो क्या होता है?
So that was the Thar 3-door, which went on to do very well. And as we launched that, there were many people who said, it would be great if it was a mainstream product with the conventional 5 doors. By the way, 3 doors, nobody ever thought in India a vehicle can sell with 3 doors. I mean, you speak to anyone in the auto space, they will say like 3-door is a no-go. To create a volume 6,000 per month brand with a 3-door was itself a huge task in market creation. But we had seen the opportunity to create a regular mainstream product, which you all know now as the Thar Rocks. And I'm going to come very quickly to the campaign here because I want to spend some time on the electric vehicles that we've launched recently. The insight here was there was huge anticipation from the 3-door to waiting for the 5-door. And we converted that anticipation into the brand idea, which was about Intezar and how the country was waiting for the launch of this. Though I didn't talk about it in the 3-door, and I'm kind of reinforcing that here, we've actually almost got completely off mainstream media with all our launches. Our whole strategy has been to use primarily digital influencers to create the hype and sell out on the day of the launch. I mean, that's the strategy. Get so much bookings that you actually don't need mainstream media, which is why you almost see no follow-up campaigns for products that we launch for at least a year or 2 after that. And the same things happened with the Thar Rock. So I'll show you the campaign. There were several shorter versions of the teasers, which led to this on the launch day, which was again 15th August 2024. So we'll take a quick look at the Thar Rocks ad. So we actually launched the Rocks in a rock concert where we had Farhan Akhtar on 15th August last year. and the car got revealed in the same way that you saw here, with the vehicle dropping from the top and coming on stage just at the end of the rock concert. So we connected the idea of rocks in the whole way we build up the marketing. This was, what you saw was a culmination of multiple teasers in multiple languages. So this was kind of a culmination of all of that. But the whole build-up happened digitally and led to huge anticipation around the event, which happened on 15th August. So I'm just going to take a quick second on the way we defined brand architecture as we were coming to electric. So we kind of said explore the impossible is what our ICE brands or internal combustion engine brands, as they're loosely called, will stand for, and these are the brands under that. And we said we need to move into a new identity for electric, and that is Unlimit. And I'll talk a little bit about that with a different logo. So there's Explore the Impossible and there's Unlimit. And then B is the new brand we're creating, but XEV is a carryover of the XUV. So the brand carries over from this part of the world, like some more of these may do as we go into the future. So I'm now kind of going to talk a little about the lead-in into the launch that we did last year in November. So we were around the time of September, 2-3 months from when we wanted to reveal the 2 electric vehicles which we launched. And that was the time the mood, we were just off the Thar Rocks launch, which had huge hype, anticipation, all of that. And right after that, we saw there was huge negative sentiment actually around EVs. The whole media conversation or narrative was moving into a hybrid versus EV thing, and there was a lot of like, okay, will EVs really, anyone want EVs? That was the mood at the time when we were launching, going to get into the launch a couple of months before. And we did a workshop with all the bright marketing and creative people in a room on what can we do to recreate the hype of rocks. Now, that seemed like an impossible mission at that time. I mean, rocks had gone through huge hype and anticipation, and here was nobody in the country really wanting to look for EVs. And we had a lot riding on these 2 products. And then we came up with this idea, and that's where insights come in, right? There's no research is going to tell you this, but it just 20 people in a room saying what creates hype in the country. And what we came up with was, any time India wins on the world stage, there's hype. So India won a World Cup in 1983. We can't forget it. We just won the T20 World Cup a year back. There was no space on Marine Drive. I mean, we know what happened, and recently we saw what happened in Bangalore. There is just a huge amount of hysteria. Neeraj Chopra throws a javelin, a sport which nobody in the country follows. The country stays up in the middle of the night to watch that, right? So anytime India wins on the world stage, it creates news and it gets hype. So we positioned our whole launch event not around the launch of 2 EVs, but an India event, and it came to be called Unlimit India. So the whole idea was about India takes on the best in the world, and was not about Mahindra launches 2 electric vehicles. So the whole build-up and the teasers that we created were leading into getting the country to watch the reveal of the 2 Indian icons which are going to take on the world on the 26th of November. I will show you a video which kind of captures everything that happened from 26th November till the auto show in January. But before that, I'll quickly show you the 2 commercials that we made. The whole strategy here was around lifestyle, and that was the insight, that we don't want to sell economy or even sustainability, because the country is not really ready to buy on sustainability. We want to sell the benefits of the lifestyle, which is the tech, the looks. Anurag spoke about the design. All of that went into creating a very aspirational product portfolio. So 2 lifestyle commercials for the each for the 2 products, and then I'll talk for a minute, and then I'll show you the summary of the whole 3 stages of the launch. Can we have the TV ads?
Mahindra Electric Origin SUVs.
तुझको जो मैं हो जाऊं पागल पागल तू चले जहां जहां पर दिल मेरा झुके वहां पर मुझसे ही मुझे चुराने वाले
Unlimited Love XEV9e Mahindra Electric Origin SUVs.
So I'll show you some data on the kind of digital viewership that we got at the end of the presentation, because at the end of the day, even though I'm taking an anti-house view, this is a digital meet, so you would want to know what were the outcomes on at least one of the recent campaigns. But before that, I'll show you a quick 2-minute video on which just captures the whole journey. So the way we structured the launch was a set of teasers. 26th evening was the launch event where we revealed, and then we had a comparison with luxury brand. And on day 2, which is 27th November, we actually ran our cards in comparison to two of the top luxury brands, which were priced about 2.5 times what we were, in multiple tests done by a neutral agency. So all of that created a whole set of digital assets. So you'll just get that in a quick capsule of 2 minutes. We'll take a look at that. idea and content first. Everything else follows. If we try to think of the means before the idea, you're probably not going to get anywhere. So this is what I said I'll share with you. The kind of reach we created mainly through digital. So I'm not going to read each one out because I know there's a time is up kind of thing. So thank you everyone for your attention. Summary, focus on the big idea which comes out of insights and go with your conviction, make the right choices. Thank you.